Hello professional photo subscribers, how you doing? Wildman Rouse here in my tent in Kenya. I tell you what a life I lead. It's great being on safari. It's why I wear these absolutely dodgy shirts. Look at that. Now it's hardly going to come as any surprise to you because the news was leaked last week, but OM Systems have announced a brand new camera and brand new lens. What you don't know is that I've had it for over a month testing it. There's the OM-1 version 2, it looks the same as the OM-1, and the new 150-600 zoom f5 to f6.3. And I've been testing them in Spain, in the UK, and out here in Kenya extensively. I've produced an in-depth video for OM Systems, one for my Patreon channel, and I wanted to produce one for you just to give you an insight into what the camera does and what the camera doesn't. So keep watching. All right, let's deal with the camera first. OM-1 Mark II. I've been shooting with the OM-1 as well, and I love the OM-1, but the OM-1 Mark II has three major performance improvements. Has loads of little things, but three major performance improvements over the OM-1. The first one is the new AF subject detect, which is incredibly sticky. What I mean by that is once it gets the eye, it doesn't lose it. Birds, mammals, absolutely brilliant. I've done all kinds of stuff. I've done swans flying, I've done lynx walking, I've done lions, hyenas, all kinds of stuff. Sometimes I shoot low angle where I put the camera down on a pole on the ground. Of course, at that point I can't change your autofocus points. I trust the camera to do it for me, and the Mark II is fabulous. It detects stuff, it holds it, and I get a lot more pictures in a sequence to choose from, which is great because, you know, sometimes lions particularly walk with their eyes closed, which doesn't really help. So yeah, it's really been brilliant. It's sticky, it's great, it's integrated, so it works very simply. So for me, the new autofocus is superb. Now, other things obviously that go alongside that, the buffer size. The buffer size has gone from about 90 on the OM-1 to 253.4, I think, on the Mark II, which is brilliant. So that means if I've got a cheetah hunting, I can start, you know, in the past I would wait because you don't want to lock out the buffer just as it's about to strike, especially if I'm shooting in one of the blackout free modes of 50 frames a second or something like that. So basically I'm shooting quite fast, and I've got a much greater latitude to get more frames in before the buffer locks out. Okay, it does seem to free the buffer very quickly as well. The other application is Pro Capture, where I'm doing pre-capture of a bird or something flying off a branch, where I'll miss it with my reactions, but Pro Capture will help me get it. Now I've got a bigger buffer, I can do repetitive Pro Captures while it's still writing to the disc. That is brilliant. Fantastic flexibility. I absolutely love that. So we've got really amazing AF, okay, really amazing new buffer, and also the image stabilization has been improved from 7 stops to 8.5. So when you're using long lenses, I don't cut my videos, right? When you use long lenses like this one, 150-600, or my favorite 150-400 in there being in my tent and abode, you need, you know, good stabilization at the long end, especially when you're shooting video as well. So that's been really cool. The stabilization has been very noticeable. Now that really leads me into something else, because one of the things I like to do is to shoot video, and I like to shoot video to give it to my agents to sell, because I see some really good things. Now, I'm no good at manually focusing a video. I'm not born in the manual focus age, even though I'm a child of the 60s. I want to use autofocus. Well, with the new tracking on the Mark II, the autofocus works fantastically on video. It tracks it across the frame. Brilliant, you say? Absolutely brilliant. Now, here's another thing that it does in video. You can shoot in vertical mode like this. You can, not most video you shoot like that, but you can actually shoot in vertical mode. Why would you do that, you ask? Well, because like me, I don't know if you like me, I don't really want to go into a video editor because they're confusing, and crop my videos to put them on social media, on Instagram or whatever. So what I'll do, I'll shoot these videos in vertical mode, and I can, providing they're stable enough and nicely exposed, I can bung them straight onto social media. It's brilliant. Obviously you don't bung 4K ones, so you only want to shoot 1920 HD, but it's a really cool thing, and I've been using it a lot this trip. Obviously I've not been able to post it yet because I'm not meant to have the camera because nobody knows, but it will be a really useful thing. Now there are other things as well that the camera has, and live graduated filter, so you can, if you don't take filters out with you in the field, or if you forget them, you can, it's on the back of the screen, you can pull down the filter, check the angle, how much density it's got, and boom, write it to a file. That's really good. It's got enhanced internal ND, so that's got another level, even slower shooting that I've been using on hippos while I've been here. And lots of little functions like that, you know. Oh, and all the dials are rubberized, and so that means that when you're in the field and you're really, really cold on your hands, you can feel the buttons are a lot more touchy-feely, which is really, really cool. So that's the camera. I'm not one that's going to get into the arguments at all about, you know, whether it should be a firmware upgrade or a camera. That's beyond my pay grade. I'm just going to use the camera because that's what I've been given, and the camera is brilliant. So I am actually going to replace my OM-1 version 1s with these. I have to buy them like you do, but I'm going to do it because I always do it for my photography. I do what's important for me, and for my photography, which, you know, is everything to me, I need to use a system that I think will give me the best chance of nailing everything, and I think this Mark II does it. So for me, I'm going to upgrade to it. Obviously, a lot of you out there, OM users, you may have the OM-1, you think, oh, I don't need it, why do I need all that? I'm happy with the autofocus. Brilliant. Okay, be happy, that's cool. Maybe in the future another one will be along that you do want to go and have a look at, and I'll hopefully get to review it if they ever talk to me ever again after these reviews. But those of you that don't have an OM-1, EM-1X, Mark III, beyond that, this is a great time to jump into the OM-1 family because it will improve your wildlife photography no end. It gives you so many cool tools and it makes photography fun and easy. Now, I said there were two things. This is a lens, a 150-600. Now, that's in OM terms. In your 35mm terms that you might be used to, it's a 300-1200. A 1200mm lens, I can barely even say it. 1200mm lens, normally you'd think these ain't much good. Well, I tell you what, this is 2 kilos. It's a pretty decent amount of glass because it's f5 to f6.3. So that's a 1200 f6.3. Now that means in low light conditions, you're going to get a bright enough image to see. The AF works great, particularly with the new Mark II, of course, but obviously with the OM-1 and previous cameras, it's good. Image quality, it's one of these pushy-pull lenses, so you can push it out and then hold it there. I can't hold it there, I quite like it. 1200mm, it's not that heavy, it's nicely balanced. I've been using it on the monopod as well. 1200mm, it's sharp, okay? And it is sharp. It's amazing to have that range as well, you know, that you get between 300 and 1200. Absolutely fantastic, okay? I think it's great. You know, it's got good stabilization. It's got good stabilization with the Mark II as well. And it's a good price point. You know, if you can't afford a 150-400, you know, OM users, or you can't get one, you know, maybe there's a wait list and you can't get it or whatever, then this is a viable alternative. I'm not going to say it's a cheaper option because I think that doesn't do it any justice. It's a viable alternative. Will I use it? Probably not, because I've got the 150-400 that I bought myself, and that cost me some money, so I'll probably continue to use that. But I can see some applications where the smaller portability-ness of this, that's a good word, portability-ness, would be really, really cool. So yeah, I'll be sad to send it back, but I think it's a really, really good thing, and I think it's worth having a look at. Don't discount this lens because it's so big, okay? The people at OM are no fools, okay? The optical quality is going to be fantastic. Just trust me, it is on all of their lenses. It's well good enough for my professional life and well good enough for my agents. So have a look at it and see if it fits into your photography and what you do. So there you go. In a nutshell, there's the new OM-1 Mark II and all the good bits in it, like the enhanced subject detect, the buffer, the image stabilizer, and all the other gizmos and bits that's in it, and this great new 150-600 f5 to 6.3 lens. Anyway, that's it from Wildman Rouse. You can see it's probably the sun's been coming in and out all the time. We're due to go on a game drive in an hour. Excited because it might rain, and when it rained last night, I got some epic images. So I want to go out and shoot in the rain. I love shooting in the rain. So right now I've got to go and get my bad shirt off and get my safari shirt on. So I'll say goodbye. I hope that you enjoyed this. It's a pleasure to talk to you all, and see you sometime soon. Bye bye.